Okay. So this morning, I put up this saying I just saw last night, entrepreneurship is living a few years like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life living like most people can't.
Ooh.
And I really like that saying because I think sometimes in the early years it just feels like you're working so much harder than people around you, and sometimes not even really making more money than those people that are working a lot less than you. And the flip side of that is the older you get, and as you start raising a family or whatever choices you make, you're going to have the time freedom to go to things like the World Series and Hawaii and be at your kids' ball games and the simple things in life. Sometimes a family member has a health concern, you're able to help out because you have time freedom. So time freedom and money freedom don't come in that first few years, so you have to work harder than the average person, and sometimes the income isn't following right away. But it does get better, so I just wanted to remind you of that today. One thing I want to start off with is looking at pay. Wanted to talk a little bit, wanted to talk a little bit about pay, and then the commissions, and then the incentive programs, because it all gets pretty blurry at times. And I always say, if you figure out the pay, you're spending too much time in the office. Because honestly, it's a mystery still to me. I'm sure there's a question you can ask today that will stump me. But the pay is in your welcome packet, and if you did not get a welcome packet, you need to get one. It's pretty blurry on the screen here, so I'm only going to walk you through it briefly. But the way the pay is it's kind of hard to figure out. Each Friday you will get paid. Every Friday of the week you will get paid if there's money owed to you. But you have to turn in your turn-ins from your delivery receipts from any policies you delivered by the Monday prior to that Friday. So Monday is the cutoff, and first thing Monday. So really I would try to get them in on Friday, and you fax those in or email those in to Sherry Berg here in La Crosse. So on Friday you're getting paid for whatever was turned in by the previous Monday, minus any expenses that you owe for office or phone or whatever else you might have. So as you look at this, I'm going to walk you through. It shows you how to find your pay on SPA, and you can look it up, and then when you do look it up, you're going to see something like this. Very hard to see, like I said, but when you see this, it's going to have each item, whether it's life or disability or health, it's going to have these breakdowns of the pay, and it's going to tell you what you got paid this week and what you've been paid year to date. That's pretty simple and straightforward. Then it'll talk about your bonuses or financing. The great thing is that we do have that financing, and then after the financing we have a bonus structure. So either way, you're probably always going to be seeing some extra little bumps on that second part. And then the following part will be your expenses, and then after that you're going to see a list, and that goes down to here. I'm going to show you this too. We don't have PowerPoint on this computer, so I can't show it to you the easy way. Down here, you're going to see the commissions, who you got paid on. And what you're going to notice is you probably put in your turn-in sheet that, you know, I sold a $600 a year life, I get 50% commission, so it's a $300 NFYC, $300, but you won't get paid $300 because you get paid 10/12 of that. So the first time that comes through, you kind of go, hey, where'd all my money go? Well, you just have to calculate it right. You'll get the other 2/12 later, just know, and you'll see that. But it's all itemized out, so just kind of look down here. The other thing you're going to see is pay pending. And it might be a policy that's already issued. And you're thinking, well, why is this pay pending? Well, it's probably because when you got the policy, you needed to deliver it and either collect money or collect a post-issue requirement, PIR, post-issue requirement. If you have not collected those things and turned them in, they will not release the commissions to you. So it's very important to look at that list of pay pending and say, why is that there? And if you don't know, go on SPA, and it has a post-issue requirements, If you don't know where that is, call me, I'll walk you through it, and you can find out what policies. Sometimes we get a policy and we open it up and we deliver it and we don't see that there's a post-issue requirement that requires a signature in there. And we just deliver the policy to the person, and next thing you know, we're being held up. So look through those packets, read the delivery instructions that come with each packet, and then before you deliver it, I put it in a nicer folder. I think those bags look kind of crappy, to be honest. So I put them in a nicer folder, put my business card in there, and I talk people through the whole policy. At that time, I usually find those post-issue requirements. So make sure you're getting that in. If your pay is holding and you don't know why, you can call Sherry, but first look into it on your own. Okay, so we know how we're getting paid. The welcome packet lays it out pretty well. Your expenses will always come off the commissions that come in. So if you close a $2,000 case and you somehow only get $1,500 in your paycheck, probably had $500 you've been owing for a while, and they were just waiting to take it off of an income. They're pretty nice that way. Questions on pay, anything I can answer for anyone quickly on pay that's been stumping them? Okay, I'm going to keep moving then. So this year we've had some changes in the Honor Club. What is Honor Club? Honor Club is a minimum expectation in the agency. Honor Club means you have been doing the things you're supposed to be doing, you're running a business. So what we want to see is everybody make basic Honor Club. Then there's some really nice sweet spots to the Honor Club. Winning a trip, like the trip that everyone just took out to Hawaii. So if you look down here, this all changed this year, so it's new. How NFYC is factored in how it is used for incentive credits, meaning Honor Club and trip credits, is different. It used to be that everything here was 100%. Now it is not. So they've lowered the net expectations, but they've changed how they credit it. All of these products, you get 100% of the NFYC calculated towards your Honor Club. MOIS planning fees, this is something that's going to come about. And MOIS planning fees is really a wave of the future. People charging for a plan, no different than an attorney or a CPA. These fees are considered manufactured. So if you charge $1,500 for a plan, you get, I believe it's 80% NFYC, but don't quote me on that. But you get an NFYC percentage of that. So all of these things are 100% incentive credits, comparing NFYC to incentive credits. If you look at NFYC for these products, you'll still get paid the full NFYC, but you'll only get incentive credits for 50% of that. Is that making sense? Am I saying it clearly? So if I sold a Express Life product, I might make 200 NFYC, I will still make $200, but I'll only get 100 NFYC towards my trip and my Honor Club. 0 for MOMCO and MOIS, which really, this gives the appearance that we've lost something, but actually we have not. It used to be that these counted, but then there was just a mix of business, and really all we've done is taken off the mix and made it a little bit simpler. So here's the expectations for President's Club, Master Builders, and Builders. So 15,000 is Builders Club. 15,000 is a very easy number to make. We should not have anybody who does not make Honor Club. This is just a business that's so hard that if you're not making 15,000, I have to wonder if you're in it deep enough and giving it enough time to actually be a good advisor to your people. So we don't want people out there who are by day something else and then by night an advisor, because they're not going to keep up to the times, they're not going to give the best advice. So minimum expectation would be the 15,000. We need people in this business full time so they're doing the right things for their clients. If you look here, something new that got added last year was persistency. Persistency means how is your business staying on the books? So I write a policy today on Dan, and 6 months from now, he decides that he doesn't want it because he found a cheaper one at his employer's. He drops the policy. That goes against my persistency. By the way, I'll also get charged back the commission. So, you know, you have to be wary of that. You can find it on SPA. It will tell you your persistency under reports. Very easy to find. I will help you if you need it. But persistency shouldn't be an issue, but just be aware of it. So if you're putting in business that you know is iffy, you know, give it a second thought. There has been people miss a trip due to persistency. Hate to miss a trip to Hawaii because you didn't have persistency, right? Okay, next page, and I could send you all of this. This is a new announcement, just came out like a week ago, as you can see from the announcement thing there. They were saying that for Chairman's Council and Sales Leader, it was the top 80, the top 20 agents, but they've changed it. There's also a way to make those. This is supposed to incent more people to go on trips, but now they've made it that you can have an auto qualification. So you know right away that you've made it. If you have 60,000 incentive credits for Chairman's Council, whether you're the top 80 or not, you've made Chairman's Council. Then after, this was the icing on the cake. So then after all the people who have made 60,000 or more, they're gonna still take the next 80, which is gonna put us having quite a few more people on Chairman's Council, and those trips are fabulous. So, not changed for SLR. SLR is the same, so you'll still have to get it. Now, looking at those product categories, I wanted to give you this information as well. You can look on here and say what is included in the 100% and what is included in the 50%. And I didn't see the IUL on here yet, but I'm sure it falls in the fully underwritten. So these are a breakdown. I can send this all out to you guys afterwards, but pretty easy to see where everything falls. So we get this report every week. What does this report mean? Well, we had just put this stuff on here. This is actually the incentive credits. So in many cases, it'll be 100% of the NFYC, but in some cases it'll be 50%. But if you look at this, this tells where people are to winning that trip. We already have 3, almost 4 people who have already made Builders Club. Some of them have even made almost Chairman's Council. And this is March. Well, actually not, it's April 1st. And this is the mix of all NFYC. So this is not incentive credits, this is the regular NFYC. That includes the MOIS, that includes all of the investments, all of the other products that you're only getting partial credit or no credit. So this will be the full NFYC. This is for the trips and honor clubs. So there is a difference, and they're going to report both. This is more traditional the way we've done it in the past. And as you can see, there's a huge difference.
Just like look at Gibby.
So if you look at Eric Gibson, you know, he's done 38,000. I got cut off there, but
he's only got 4,000 credits.
But he's only got 4,000 credits, and that'll change because it's only April 1st. But that's how that goes. So you have to know the difference, and you have to know what's going to get you the most bang for your buck. You want to drive your business around something that's going to help you qualify, as long as it's the right thing for the client. Don't take me wrong on that. Okay, so the trips next year are to Cabo San Lucas for Court of Honor. Chairman's Council is California, and I've heard this is just a beautiful destination. I've never been, and I don't know where the sales leader is, but anybody know?
Was it Charleston?
Is it Charleston? I thought that was
poster.
the manager one.
Or maybe that's the manager one, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. It might be Charleston. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so there you have your expectations right here at the bottom. So every time this report comes out, if you're saying, I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be, this is where you should be for the month of March, to be on pace to be at the year end here. So they make it pretty specific for you. And then I put this in. Boy, I've heard a lot of people confused about what percentage you get for each product. So I'm putting this in this PDF that I'll send out to you. And it shows where you get 50%, where you get 40%. And make sure you're aware of this. When you do an accumul or a GUL that has cash value in it, you don't get 50% of the entire premium. So let's say that the core premium on my accumul is $50 a month, but I'm putting in $75 to get some cash value. If I'm doing that, I'm not going to get 50% of the $75. I'm only going to get 50% of the $50, and then I'm going to get 4% of the extra $25. And it shows it when you run WinFlex. There's a little blue tab with a guy up above or an icon. Click it, it'll show you what's the commissionable and what's the excess. Make sure you do that. If you have any questions, again, as I've said, call me. I don't want you to think you got something coming and then be disappointed later. And here's all the cancer, heart attack, disabilities, long-term care, and those types of things. So for the most part, you do, when you write an association, you do lose commission on it. It's great for the client. I always do it anyway, but be aware that you will lose a little bit of commission, so don't calculate it the same.
So that's where their deal comes from, I would assume. Because they get a deal for being in an association.
Yes, that's correct.
And then their deal probably comes out of your commission.
It does.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit about the renewals. And if you're not aware of that, you do get renewals on these products, and that's where it helps you grow your business. Every year, you'll start the year with a lot more income than you had the year before because of the renewals. There's the basic renewal, as you're seeing here, but then there's also the enhanced renewal. How do you get the enhanced renewal? You have to have $22,000 a year before in NFYC. And then you get the enhanced renewals. So I only included the basic renewals. Pretty good renewals, and what you'll find is they turn out to be, they start to add up. And every month you get a little bit of them every year, so you feel like you're getting a little bonus every month. So that's all I have, but I wanted to open this up for questions because this is the subject area with the Honor Club changes, with the NFIC crediting, that you might have